Carja have been here working since the Spire cast a shadow on the Mesa. The Oseram are newcomers. Aloy, what brings you to Meridian?
A threat. Helis commands a legion of fanatics called the Eclipse. They will attack soon from the west, with an army of ancient war machines. But that's not the worst of it. They'll bring a mind with them, god, demon, machine, whatever you want to call it. It's called Hades. And it doesn't want Meridian at all. It wants the Spire. And if it gets there, it will send out a call, waking more ancient machines, more than we could ever defeat. All will be lost. We can't let that happen.
I'm trying to understand, but my responsibility lies with Meridian.
Meridian isn't the target, Avad. You have to defend the Spire.
Perhaps the Vanguard, Your Radiance.
Yes. Send them to the Spire. Erend knows Aloy. He won't question it.
And have the city guard fortify the western ridge. There they can be seen to protect Meridian and the Elite, where the Spire rests.
Aloy, allow me to apologize for my behavior before. After everything that happened with Ursa, I was confused. If we're to fight together on the brink of life and death, I'd prefer to do so with your forgiveness.
Then you have it. As long as you don't confuse me with her again.
Even a king can learn his lesson. Good then. I'm glad that's behind us. Now, it will take time to prepare our defenses. Please, tell me what you know of our enemies. Everything.
I don't know about everything, but I'll tell you what I can.
Blameless Marad.
Quietly does it. Panic in the city will only create another enemy. And do keep me appraised of each new arrival. Ah, Aloy. Preparations are underway on the ridge defenses and at the Spire. Word was sent to every corner of the Sundom. Our allies offered their steel. Some came for Meridian, others for shards. But many came for you, by name.
For me.
Don't be so humble.
The ridge will be the front line. That's where the city guard are holding?
Yes, bolstered by some of the irregulars I spoke of before. The Oseram cannons that thundered Meridian's walls in the Liberation will now defend us. You're welcome to tour the defenses.
And the Spire. Erend and the Vanguard are there?
Indeed. Clashing breastplates together and testing out their battle cries, I suppose. A number of the Nora have also arrived at the Spire. They have resisted the offer of a royal audience. Perhaps you could parley with them.
I will. I suppose all we can do is wait for the attack.
Exactly. It's not a feeling I cherish, but our spotters at Evening Sign report there's still no movement in the west. So, if there's more you need to do elsewhere, seize this time to do it. Otherwise, I've made the apartment of Olin Delverson available to you. You can sleep there, if sleep comes.
Rest before the final battle. Visit both defense optional preparations at the ridge. the final battle.
Trial to the infirm. Get them to safety as soon as you can.
Man,
By the sun.
I'm definitely gonna do this optional stuff because that's just the way I roll.
The Sun King's grown too soft.
Don't ask me where to go if you're lost. I'm a guard, not the town crier.
Petra!
Here she is, the guest of honor. I knew there was something about you. Hammered from the stuff they make leaders out of. And I don't say that to every Nora girl who blows through my town.
That happens to you a lot?
Had to build a wall to fend them off.
Good thing I'm persistent then.
I've missed our little talks. Murad asked me to look over the city arsenal. These guns have aged well. That runs in the Osram, no? They were the pride of the Mainspring Forges. So I've taken greater pride in improving them.
Can I try one?
Everybody wants a turn. Have at it then. The target should put up a little less of a fight than those bandit raiders did. It hits nice and wide. No need to aim it like a bow. This is good. Try the next. See? That'll knock a machine on its ass, ancient or no. With these, I think we can hold off an army.
You know that I appreciate your help, Petra. This battle, I don't know what's gonna happen.
We'll see each other again, I know it. Next time could be the time I'll convince you to stick with the free heap.
Petra, you know
I do. Always had a weakness for restless girls, though.
Well, I never. Alright, well, we gotta remember that that weapon is potentially available. Is that Teb?
Imagine living anywhere else.
Aloy, I told you I'd be here.
You did, Teb. But have your wounds even had time to heal?
Honestly, if I fought, I'd probably come undone. But don't worry, I'll leave that to the other Nora at the Spire. I brought supplies instead. These Karja have made me an honorary quartermaster, whatever that means.
It sounds impressive.
I could get used to it. We'll be setting up caches of arms and medicine under these banners. Look for them when the fighting starts. Aloy, when you went into the mountain, did the goddess tell you our chances?
She didn't need to. I know we can do this, Teb.
Maybe we can.
A woman now leads the Hunter's Lodge only because no men
This
were
place
left in her house to do the job.
Really couldn't be more different from the sacred land, could it?
We all have our place in the order of things.
Good old Teb. Man, look at that thing. Jeez.
Gonna be light out soon.
So who are these guys?
They call themselves the Eclipse.
What does that even mean?
It's when the moon gets in front of the sun, idiot.
Is that supposed to sound scary or something?
I don't know. They used to be Karja. Karja are always yammering about sun and shade.
Well, if they used to be Karja, how tough can they be?
Yeah, they're best guys dressed like birds. We'll rip their little feathers off.
And let's not get cocky, boys. Aloy. So here we are again, gearing up for a fight. Well, this time it sounds like the bad guys have a lot more firepower. What are we up against, really?
I'm not sure. But there's gonna be a lot of them, and they'll have machines. And if they get past us, it's not just Meridian that will fall. The rest of the world will go with it.
That's big. It sounds like our kind of fight. Right, guys? Well, where do they put the vanguard?
At the front of the line!
And why?
Steel before iron!
And what are we gonna do?
Hit them like a hammer till they can't hit back!
Damn right! You hear that? Nobody's getting past the vanguard. We're here for Meridian. And we're here for you.
Thank you, Erend. Ursa would be proud.
Well, only if we win.
We got this. You know why? Because I have save games.
Fight soon. My armor's getting itchy.
Greetings, Aloy. Don't. You don't need to bow. The Anointed doesn't like it.
She doesn't much like being called anointed either. It means a lot to have you here, Varl.
I gave my word.
So, Meridian, what do you think?
I've seen many new things since I first met you. I should thank you.
Varl, what's wrong?
You really want to know? All right. I'm in a foreign land, a tainted land, defending a faithless city that looks like nothing I've seen. From something I can't imagine. And you, after all that's happened, all you've done, I feel like I should drop to my knees and worship you, but I know you don't want that.
Boy, things are pretty tough for you, huh? Thanks for telling the other Nora not to bow. It's the last thing I need.
Don't be too hard on them. They only joined this fight because the Anointed bid it so.
Is that why you came?
No. I would have come just to see you one more time. And we must fight a metal devil, because the goddess says. Or because you say.
I think the goddess and I are in agreement. We're both glad you're here.
So am I.
It rises taller than the highest tree.
These Karja in their frilled armor look like turkeys.
But there are so many. And now we are so few.
They are not our foe. Not this time.
Quiet now. She comes.
The Anointed.
I'm already here.
War Chief Sona. War Chief, you seem uncomfortable.
The Nora do not belong here. I do not belong here. I will fight the metal devil that threatens us all, but my place is in the sacred land. The wrongness here jags at me like an arrowhead.
I'm sorry to put you through this.
Do not be sorry. This will be ended. My spear, my word.
Well, all that's left is to rest for battle. Gosh, these views.
Owen's apartment feels empty. Should I sleep? Did I leave anything unfinished?
So let it be written, so let it be done.
How could you sleep, Elizabeth, with a weight like this pressing on you? How did you, Rost, after you lost your family? Silence? Are you there? Guess I shouldn't ask ghosts for advice.
Ma'am, there are signs from the west. Sun King Avad awaits you at the Temple of the Sun.
Campfires, perhaps? Massing forces for the long march to the city gates?
That's not wood smoke.
Then what is it?
The end. Or how it begins, anyway.
Jeez.
Deathbringers you spoke of?
To the guns! To the guns! Now!
By the sun, do as she says!
Set loaded! All of you, be ready to fire!
Will the guns hold them back?
We're about to find out. No! Rally the vanguard. Send reinforcements.
Aloy, no!
We need those guns!
He will cut you down!
Not this time!
You have vexed me long enough.
Should have fought me in the sun ring then.
Why do you fight?
The Deathbringers keep firing. This bridge will go.
inevitable.
It's giving way!
What are you before the terror of the sun?
The one who will take you down! He's quick.
I am chosen. You came from nothing. You will die on nothing. A savage cannot understand destiny. I am chosen. This was not meant to be.
Chosen. Hades only chose you because you're a fool. A sadistic butcher too stupid to see you were being used. Your whole life was a failure. And soon, no one will even remember you. Turn your face to the sun and think about that!
Damn fracking straight.
Should have brought a cart.
Alright, well, that guy didn't know how to put his money where his mouth is.
Forget about traveling light. Where do you need me?
Take up a cannon on the platform.
Guns up, Buttercup.
It's taking a shot at me.
Inbound. We nail those bellow backs, they'll explode, cause a chain reaction perhaps.
Here it comes. Better move. Don't want to be here when that hits.
Bring that elevation up just a little bit. breaching here. Front door secure, it looks like.
Raise arms again.
Maybe I spoke too soon. Yep, inbound.
Time to go.
Deathbringer's in the back.
Gotta get to another platform. Time to go.
Being overrun here.
Here it comes. Better move.
This one down. Aiming for the bellow back.
It's taking a shot at me.
Oh, jeez. Come on, pick it up. there's even more.
Incoming! Ah!
Aloy! Aloy! Aloy!
Tab?
My own mother, you survived. I thought you were killed.
The others, are they...
No. Wounded, but alive, mostly. The machines blasted through, then kept going. They marched on the Spire, dragging that thing with them.
Take care of the others, Tab. I've gotta go.
This whole place is coming down around me.
This shot's for you!
I don't know if we can mount up over here. Any kind of backup I can take.
My strength is not yet spent. I earned it by ice and snow. I will answer your challenge. Follow up. Turns away from a challenge.
Rest now, Ice Hunter. It's begun. Hades is transmitting. Hades has started the signal. It must have gotten through the defenses. Venora. Erend's vanguard. I have to get up there.
Let's not fall off of this thing at this important moment.
Gotta keep going. Keep pushing. I knew this wouldn't be easy. So no holding back.
Aloy! It's Aloy! Well, you can see that. We thought you'd fallen at the ridge.
No, the ridge fell on me. Look, there isn't a lot of time left. I have to face Hades.
Not alone.
It's my fight. I can't ask you to come with me.
We were about to go over the top anyway, right? Right.
Hawk and Thrush, let's go.
I should stock up. Last chance.
Alright, I don't know. Well, we're out of wire. That's not that great. But we should have enough, hopefully. Alright, what's our situation? We've got some explosive barrels. There's that son of a gun. The base of the tower, but he's not.
Arrival of Entity has been anticipated. Entity will not halt transmission. To contrary, calculations are precise. Presence of Entity has been accounted for.
Gasbringer right there!
We get that son of a gun to overheat.
going for you!
Taking more than you to stop me.
These tear arrows aren't doing anything. He's dropped one weapon.
Prioritize entity.
Machine trying to blindside you. Okay. We still stand, and they do not.
Prioritize entity.
After me too.
I don't got time to deal with that.
What I've got left. My way's clear.
It's down! Time to do what you came for, Aloy.
We got them! They are slain! Our arrows were true!
System threat imminent.
I'm more than a threat.
Master Override armed. To activate, state name and rank.
Elizabeth Sobek. Alpha Prime.
Master Override activated. Purging Extinction Protocol.
Okay, Gaia. Sorry about that. Where was I?
You were telling a story.
Right. Yeah, so, like I was saying, it was a children's electronics kit, but I hacked the wiring to an auto battery and solar PV. So the grass caught fire. And, so did a tall pine that had stood there, I don't know, maybe 100 years.
Query. You were how old?
6. My mother was home, thank God, so she called the fire department, and after, she took me out to the lawn and showed me the dead baby birds, because there were nests in the pine tree.
Query. What did you feel?
I'm not sure. I remember yelling that I didn't care, and that's when my mother took my face in her hands and spoke.
Query. What did she say?
She said I had to care. She said, Elizabeth, being smart will count for nothing if you don't make the world better. You have to use your smarts to count for something. To serve life, not death.
You often tell stories of your mother, but you are childless.
I never had time. Guess it was for the best.
If you had had a child, Elizabeth, what would you have wished for him or her?
I guess I would have wanted her to be curious. And willful, unstoppable, even. but with enough compassion to heal the world. Just a little bit. Anyway, that's all I've got for now, Gaia. Time to tuck in.
I wish you a pleasant sleep, Elizabeth.
Thank you. I'll catch you tomorrow.
Wow. I'm shaking. Oh man, they always hit you in the feels. If this doesn't get Game of the Year, then I quit gaming. I mean, it's just... I mean, this is probably... I haven't had this many hours of gameplay out of a title in years. I don't remember the last time. I mean, for you, it's different. For you guys, it's different, I'm sure. But I haven't played like an open world game in a very, very long time. So for me to get well over 50 hours, we're probably into 60 something maybe now even. But not just the time, but just the beauty of the game, the storytelling, and the Aloy is a fantastic protagonist, and just the intrigue around every corner, the mixture of like sci-fi and fantasy elements in a way. Just you know, the composition of the scenery and the beauty of the world, the lessons that it even teaches you, you know, and looking at the way humanity is. It's just a total package game. It's really... This is 5 years of development. This is $47 million something dollars. This is how you develop games, you know, again. And I've been fortunate enough to have some really good games in the past like year or two, you know, coming from Uncharted 4, which is another one of my all-time favorites. And you know, going into this is just another example of how you make a AAA title. Absolute definition of a AAA title. No lazy bullshit. This is how you frickin' get it done. This is passion. This is developers going into their job and loving what they do and wanting to make something that they want to play. This game is well worth $60. I mean, this game's worth like $500. I mean, it's just... it's just so good. I mean, there's just so much to do. It's a game for everybody. If you want to explore, if you want to quest, if you want to just hunt, if you want the story, it's just everything's there for you. It's beautiful, it looks good, it sounds good, the animations, I mean, it's just, it nails every ounce of what we need from games today. I mean, sure, I could have done it with a 60 FPS, you know, but this game was so good, you know, it's one of those rare moments where I forget about the frame rate, kind of like I did with Uncharted. I forget about it because everything else is just so amazing. It's just jaw-droppingly stunning. Ladies and gentlemen, this portion of the endgame commentary is an added bonus for those of you that are following along on the YouTube channel. I wanted to take the time to thank each and every one of you for joining me on yet another epic adventure. This is definitely one for the history books. It's taken me a very long time to edit this, and I knew I had to see it through. And yes, it did take me a while. I wanted to slow down because this was really important to me. It was important to do it right. I didn't want to rush it. So I took breaks and made sure that I didn't exhaust myself. Those of you that joined me 4, Uncharted 4, The Last of Us Remastered, Titanfall 2, and now this. Seriously, I very much appreciate it more than you can possibly imagine. Yes, it's true, these videos don't get a lot of views. Yes, it's true, it's not really worth the time I sink into them in regards to editing. YouTube doesn't pay very well. You know, 10,000 views isn't worth a lot of money. And I'm lucky if any of the other videos get, you know, that many views. As many views as the first vid. It's unfortunate that that's the world we live in, that that's how YouTube operates. And yes, there are other playthroughs out there, but I really hope that I did a good job at presenting this game to you, unlike any other channel out there. You know, I tried to deliver the best video and audio quality, and I tried to do right by the story and only talk when necessary. And, you know, I try to take care when adjusting the camera. And, you know, I'm human, so I make mistakes. And I was live streaming this as well, so that was added pressure. But again, I really do hope that the way I present these playthroughs is appreciated, because I do truly enjoy it. And again, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to watch my playthroughs and choose my playthroughs over potentially thousands of others out there that maybe even beat the game before I do. It really does mean a lot. I keep saying that. It's because it's true. But, you know, with this game, there's so much more that I could talk about. It's another ending that makes me emotional. I really do get emotional with these conclusions. And I'm recording this additional commentary here on May 19th. And I'm still just like looking at this and thinking about it, and it hits me. I'm sure you can tell, but it's just because I love this stuff so much, and I love being immersed. You know, it's a great way to get away from reality sometimes and become a hero or heroine in this case. And I love every minute of it. You know, I can't always promise to provide you with these, you know, especially in regards to open world. It's tough to edit this kind of content. Each video, you know, potentially 3 to 5 hours of editing, another 5+ hours of, you know, render time, and then uploading and doing the thumbnail and the description and this and that. And there's a lot that goes into it. And I know some perhaps don't get it, but for those of you that understand how much labor, so much of me is poured into these, you know, I really do. Thank you for getting that and sticking around for these. Again, I know you have so many other channels that you could choose to watch these kinds of playthroughs. I don't really know what else to say. Yeah, there's things about the game that we could discuss. There's things that we could nitpick. There's things that we could critique. You know, some people probably wonder what I thought about the power armor. I talked about it during the stream, but obviously I cut out a lot of that dialogue just to kind of keep the playthrough cinematic. But, you know, for me, it took a very long time to actually acquire the armor. The game isn't necessarily as gear-based as a lot of other role-playing games, and so I think that it just added to the story and changed things up a bit, and so I didn't really have a problem with it. It was a shield that had limited capacity, so you know, once you got hit too many times, you had to back off and recharge. And so I thought that the game was still challenging at the end, and challenging enough for me, I think, you know, because the game lets you grow as a hero, and I think that's fine. I think the fact that you just became more powerful with time without it necessarily having to be gear-based was a great thing, and it changed things up a bit. It's nice to see, because I'm not really into collecting loot and messing with my inventory too much. So I was fine with how they did things, and I really appreciate that they created something unique here. But yeah, I mean, you know, Guerrilla Games knocked it out of the park with this one, coming from the Killzone franchise and creating this now. A game that I haven't heard a single bad thing about. there might have been a few things that I would have done differently in regards to delivering some of the audio dialogues and whatnot, but really just minor nitpicking. Nothing too crazy, nothing game-breaking. Just another cinematic adventure, another epic masterpiece in digital form that I really can't say enough about. But I will try and pass you on to something perhaps a little bit more interesting. So with that said, once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining me on this cinematic adventure. And Guerrilla Games, if for some weird reason you're watching this and listening, thank you so much for creating this amazing world and fantastic characters. It has been an absolute pleasure.
Hello, old friend. Remember me? We've still so much to discuss. So much you never revealed. Your masters, for example. The ones who sent the signal that woke you. Knowledge has its rewards, don't you think? Well, let's begin.